A small trickle and consolidation is always painful, but this trickle can be disguised as a bullish formation. Let's dive into that chart to see if the formation has a point for timing or a potential bottom target before its continuation to the upside, of course. Welcome back to the channel on this Hump Day Wednesday. This is ARCa, and let's dive into ticker symbol CLNV. Let's kill him, team. What is up, you guys, and welcome back to the channel. Let's go ahead and dive into ticker symbol CLNV, and we're going to go ahead and pull up here the 4-hour time frame, and this is the formation that I was looking at, right? So this is something that let me get rid of these things here. But yeah, I pulled up this formation here because it looks like it's building something for its continuation to the upside, right? So, and this is typically known as a continuation formation. Okay, so particularly built during an upside, right? So this thing got its pump to the upside, got a little bit of a pullback here, then it made another pump, and now it's building this, or it's distributing here in order for this to get a continuation to the upside. What I will say is that typically these formations tend to realize when they're at about, I'd say, 65 to 75% of the apex. In this case, you're looking at that breakout to be somewhere along this range here. Right, and you're going to be curious as to what days those could be. Well, those are a little faster than we actually anticipated, right? So in this case, we're looking at a potential Thursday the 28th to maybe even January 2nd potential breakout zone, right? So then this would actually start breaking out, and then we would actually start to see if we can get a consolidation or a test of the conversion of resistance into support before a continuation onto that upside. So now, yeah, let's go ahead and just say that we were to break out from this point here, right? So that would actually take, and this is Friday the 29th of this month. Let's just say that this would take us to the target of about 416, right? So right around where we faced some top sides today. So now let's continue on the analysis here, though, right? Because we still have the center of the triangle to keep into consideration here. Then that center of the triangle would be applied just like this. That's how we acquire the price objective. All right, so then that would be taking us to about 438. And now, of course, we have one more target to observe here, and that would be the top side of the formation, right? So let me just grab a trend line here and draw it just like this so that we can determine where that price action could lead upon that breakout from the wedge, right? So that then would take us to a target of about 493, so just about 5 cents. And honestly, what would, the higher probability here is that we would, chop around in here, right? Price action would chop around, get that breakout here, potentially meet that first target, start to validate this little, the conversion of resistance into support, then bounce, take that first target of 438, validate the support of the 414, and then continue on to meet the 5 cent target. From there, of course, we would come back and validate 439 and then continue on. But where would we continue on? I'm not sure. So we're going to have to go ahead and observe the markets here and see what the potentials for the upside will be only then. But this is a 4-hour time frame here, but it is building. So, and I want to make sure that you are aware of that, right? So yeah, let's observe here some immediate short-term time frame momentum. So RSI is pointed towards the downside. We're getting very close to the gravitational zone here. So that naturally, that kind of shows us that we could have a downside here to face the support at 385, back down to the area of around 377. And that's because we've kind of been doing that, right? We've been failing this gravitational zone and bouncing from the opposing side's gravitation for an upside. So this is just consolidation. Right, so that's kind of what we're observing here, and that's why I'm looking at the 4-hour time frame, because it's really that's the sweet spot behind this whole thing, right? So, but yeah, immediate short-term time frame downside here before another recovery to the upside, and this continuation of this range bound here would ultimately resolve as the price action converges here. As soon as we get this convergence down to a minimum, then that's going to be when we'll start to face a pretty nice bounce to the upside. And seeing that we're getting a critical contraction here in volatility, that's mathematically set to completely revert, right? And it looks like we're already getting a little bit of a pivot here on the 4-hour stochastic momentum, which will determine that direction bias. Okay, so from here, let's you know what? Let me take a look at the upper time frames even still. So bi-hourly time, so bi-hourly time frame in critical contraction as well. 3-hour time frame, it's coming out of critical. The 4-hour is in that critical contraction. Let's see the 6 in critical. Okay, there we go. So starting from the 4-hour in critical contraction, 6-hour in critical contraction, 8-hour it's in critical as well, 12-hour in critical, daily time frame in critical. This is preparing something, and it's not quite ready just yet, but this is preparing something pretty big. So the more time frames you have in critical contraction here, the expansion phase is mathematically set to resolve, right? So that expansion phase, after getting a critical sell-off, then you'll be able to start reaccumulating here. So there's something brewing here for CLNV. I think we just got to be a little more patient here, and this would actually start to introduce positive money flow. All right, team. So that's I think a nice short and sweet analysis here to kind of put some fires out for now. But yes, this is looking like it's building something mighty powerful, and I'm going to go ahead and choose the best time frame to back test here, and we'll get back to it. Right. So just feeling a little bit under the weather right now, team. Just know that I may actually consider a shorter live stream tomorrow because something tells me I may be COVID positive, right? So I said the word, whatever, it doesn't matter. But yeah, team, that's how that goes. All right. Thank you, everybody, for coming on by. Really appreciate you for that, right? Please take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as I cannot suggest for you to buy, sell, or hold any assets whatsoever. I need you to do your own due diligence and everything will be cool. But with that said, team, I wish you well. A very, very good rest of your night. And I will catch you at the bell mañana. Adios, team.